What's going guys, Zennosh here, and today in this video of Exos Heroes, I am presenting to you guys this brief guide regarding the daily tournament. You can pretty much access this content by just getting into a city in the exploration map and then just click on the daily tournament on the bottom right corner and just click on it and you will be taken into the daily tournament section. It's pretty much a really good content right out here where 16 players will be made available. Pretty much automated battles will happen and those players are pretty much chosen from the top PvP performers in the last season. Okay, so there we go. Anyways, we can have a brief discussion right over here by looking in the help section. It says in this content the top 16 teams of the previous Jevons tenure will be brought back for another contest. The participating teams can't get directly involved in the tournament. So there we go. They will really don't have any kind of manual intervention in the tournament. Everything is going to be automatically triggered. Okay, other users can guess their match results and win various rewards. A total of 16 single round matches will be performed automatically. During the tournament, you can guess the winners and losers of the match scheduled for the day. So there we go, guys. If you guess correctly, you will get points that you can exchange for rewards. Yes, the rewards are pretty amazing in this daily tournament, so please do not miss it out. The users of the participating events will receive different rewards depending on their tournament performance. The third place and final matches require solar seal for guessing. Yes, you heard me right. Solar seals will not be required for the initial guessing, but later on, when you start to go into the later phase, then at that point you are actually going to require the solar seal, guys. Okay, the third place and the final matches right over here. So always try to stack up on you a good amount of solar seals, which I think it's not really that hard to achieve. If you somehow manage to defeat the Gale in the exploration map, you will kind of receive about 250 to 350 solar cells in just one shot. Okay, so don't really worry about the solar cells. Anyways, now let's look into the round of 16. That is gonna be the second day today. So looking into this pattern right off the bat, we can see that there are a total of 16 players, right? And the first round is already gone for Group A. Now we are in the Group B section, okay? And you can see that like in the yesterday match, as I placed the bet, 2 of my bet went to a failure and 2 of the bet were a success. And you can see right over here on the bottom right corner that the prediction success point reward is going to be 2/4. That means 2 of my bets placed were correct. Okay, and that means I'm pretty much eligible to get those kind of rewards that is equivalent to 2 points. Well, 1 point will net me like 50 exodiums, 4 points will net me 30,000 gold, 8 points will net me 100 sass, 10 points will net me 200 units of Relic of Dragon Dynasty, which is pretty great indeed to get the exclusive weapons if you're lucky. And the next thing is going to be the Star of Fate, which is also really good in trying to get the Fated Armors, right? And the 14 points, wow, it's so sweet. 300 says, guys. That is a lot, isn't it? With 16 points, we will be getting the Relic of Dragon Dynasty times 500. Wow, that's a lot, guys. And Star of Fate, that's 50 points. That means we can do 10 summons, guys. Yes, because 5 Star of Fate is going to be required in order to make a summon for a gear in the door to creation. All right, so there we go. That's how it's done. Anyways, looking into that one, it's really great. And there's also think a rank reward where you will be able to get Air Squadron raid pass. It will be quite helpful to you guys to keep on stacking up on a lot of points for your air squadron, so that you can pretty much claim or lay your hands on very good rewards at the end of the week, I guess. Anyways, right here, now the thing is that how to make your bet in a very logical fashion so that most of the time you will land a win, right? So that is the question right over here. So let's look into the first battle. So just click on that versus vs and you will see like how the team is actually going to get set up, okay? So that you can pretty much analyze and see that like if your bet is actually going to give you the best result or not, okay? So look into this one, right? The first team, Andok Kisikik, okay, whatever that is, anyways, looks pretty good, but he actually lacks one player right out there, and his players, I mean like his heroes are moderately built up. I mean like they don't even have a good set of fated armors, because like the number of guardian stones they have pretty much reflects how many fated gears they do have, fated armors they do have, okay? So that you can pretty much make a really good, like prediction out of that. All right, and now look into this second player right over here, okay, this one, and you can see that the units are pretty much very thoughtfully, like built up, okay, and they look much better with those kind of like things right over here. The guardian stones actually makes a lot of sense right over there, and that means that like this guy have really invested a lot in his heroes, okay. And definitely I would love to place my bet on this second one, okay. So there we go. So just click on this my pick right over here in order to confirm your selection. How about the second one? You can just go into the second one and let's look into this one. Now, both of the teams are actually on par. It seems like both have really built their character up really nicely. Now, the thing is like, who is actually going to win? Is it going to be the first one or is it going to be the second one? Well, I have actually made a guide video regarding the Guardian Stones set effects. Okay, you can pretty much check that one out. Like, what are the best Guardian Stone set effects in this game, and what are the worst? It actually does impact your battle a lot. And I would really love to place my bet on the first one, even though he has lower combat power than compared to the second one, because looking into this situation right over here, I mean, like, this is one of the very good current meta team. Fedcore Ulum, Fedcore Anastasia, Fedcore Annie, Fedcore Battery, and then this Fedcore Rera, because this Fedcore Ulu and Fedcore Rera is definitely going to get really good tranquil effects synergy from this battery, and Fedcore Annie is definitely going to allow our Fedcore Rera to keep on spamming a lot of damage, and Fedcore Anastasia, thanks to 6 sets of frost set effect or frost guardian effects, is definitely going to trigger that block a lot of times, and so goes with the Fedcore Ulum. And the block is really good. It's a very good passive effect, and if you manage to block a certain kind of type of attack that comes towards you, you can pretty much mitigate the damage by a huge percentage, okay, or let's say by huge proportion. So that is that. Looking into the second team, like the light, it actually doesn't make a lot of sense. It's so easy to penetrate through the light barriers, okay, because the damage that you are going to deal to the opponent is just going to be too great. So light, not really my favorite. In the late game contents, the light guardian stones really doesn't make a lot of sense, whereas the battery and the Rera can be quite problematic right over there with the dark type of guardian stones. But still, block, I think, is much better, okay, because like, if you get one shotted, then what is the use of having this dark type of guardian stone? And for the dark type of guardian stone to be active, it needs to be your turn, and you have to deal a damage that actually triggers a damage, and the 30% of that damage is going to be recovered as a life steal. But if you actually cannot inflict any damage to a certain opponent, like let's say the opponent dodged, okay, then at that time you are not going to recover any sort of health, and that can be quite backfire to you guys, all right? And that is not supposed to happen. So I think, depending upon the strategy that the first one has actually placed on, I would definitely love to place my bet on this third guy. So I placed my bet on the third guy, even though his percentage is just 37%, and the second one being the 63%. It seems like as if the second one is actually going to win, right? But I would really love to place my bet on the first one. How about the third one? Looking into this one right over here, you can see that the first one has a lot more fated gears than compared to the second one. You can see right over here that the Fedcore Ulum on the second player, he only has one guardian stone. That means there is no fated gear for the Fedcore Ulum right off the bat. You can just like see it very briefly. And the guardian stones that are set pretty much are not in really good combination. They are pretty much scattered. That's all over the place. Whereas for the first player, it's pretty much very organized, very organized, and seems like all of them have a really good set of fated gears. That means they are going, like the first player is definitely going to have more endurance, more battle performance capacity, and definitely going to be quite like efficient than compared to the second hero. That's why I would really love to put my bet on the first unit. All right, there we go. How about the fourth one right over here? Would it be the Jin or would it be the Jeon who is actually going to have the advantage? So right over here, obviously the Jeon is definitely going to lose, because look at that. I mean, like, what the hell is that? He has not even properly set up his team. So definitely the Jeon is definitely going to die. And the Jin, having such a great current meta team, I mean, like, come on, there is no chance that he's actually going to lose. So there we go, guys. I placed my bet on the Jin right over here. So that's how it is. And somehow in the next day, you actually found that like the hero that you had placed your bet on pretty much lost the battle. and what could be the cause of that one. You can pretty much go and click on that play button, and you can see the battle that was pretty much triggered for the lost day or the previous day, so that you can pretty much rewind it and just keep a track that where your predictions went wrong, how your forecasting was invalid, and was the opponent quite really lucky to turn the tables around, or was it really through the performance like differences. Okay, so you have to keep all those things in mind, and you can pretty much see right over here as well to just like keep a track on like who did what, so that like how the opponents actually started to gain advantage, and what was so weak in your team that actually made your team to lose the battle. Okay, so there we go, and that's all there is to it. Anyways, let's confirm it, like just skip the battle. Anyways, what happened, right? But if you want to take some knowledge out of it, then you can always freely replay the battles so that you can lay your eyes on them. Okay, so there we go, guys. And after you have placed all your bets, just click on the predict. Okay, and the prediction is gonna be shown the next day. Today it's going to happen in the next day, first hour. You're actually gonna see that like where you placed a bet actually net you some profit or not, meaning like where your bets success or not. Okay, if your bets were success, it will actually be shown right over here, and depending upon how many successful bets you have placed, you are actually gonna get various types of rewards. So it is a pretty much a very strategical type of gaming content where you will have to use all those data that you have, I mean like you know from the game, in order to place your bets really correctly. Okay, so this is also the reason why you should be checking out my guide, or let's say the guide of the other YouTubers out there like Queenie, Wagyu, and many other like YouTubers out there who have been really pumping out a lot of quality contents right out there. You can see that like how the PvP battles must be done, how to really analyze a character in a very precise manner. Like those kind of guys are definitely going to help you a lot. Okay, and if you really want to become a part of the Discord channel groups, then you are free to please like join in my group, or you can actually become a member of the Exos Heroes group as well, where you will be able to make a lot of conversation, or let's say talks with a lot of expert players out there, who's definitely going to give you a lot of good advices, which is definitely going to improve your like how to say this, battle analysis capacity. Okay, so there we go, your ability will skyrocket, that's what I can say. So please try to be really active in the Reddit groups and the Discord channel groups of the Exos Heroes, whether it be my group or the group of the Exos Heroes itself. Okay, so try to enrich your analyzing capacity. So this is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to keep on enjoying the contents of my channel. See you guys in the next video.